Hi folks, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon, and thanks for joining me for the 2019 State of the City Address. You know, this will be the 5th year that I've had the privilege to come before the Broken Arrow Chamber membership to talk about all the great things that are happening within our community and what's on the horizon. Each year that I give this presentation, I always try to come up with a different theme. After much thought and consideration, the theme is very simple. Why do we call Broken Arrow home? You know, there's no question, I think we all could agree, that Broken Arrow right now is experiencing tremendous success across all levels. All you have to do is look around and you can see that there's growth and prosperity all across our community. I think that's amazing that this is happening. If you stop and think about why that's happening, there's many reasons. For me, there's 3 key ingredients. The first and foremost is that we have a high degree of community engagement. Secondly, it's because of the hard work and dedication of our community partners. And finally, we have a private sector that has made and continues to make investments that benefit us economically all across the community. You know, if you stop and think about it, whether it's growing jobs, creating jobs, or actually providing more places to shop local, the private sector has determined that Broken Arrow is a great investment. Speaking of investments, it's also important for the city long-term to have great working relationships with our partners within the community, both in the public sector and the private sector. Without them, we could not be successful. With regard to the private sector, we believe it's our responsibility to create and foster an environment that promotes economic development activity. We do that because we believe that ultimately the most important return on our investment is a better Broken Arrow. This year, I've decided to change things up a little bit and involve some folks from within our community that are out there each and every day working to make sure that Broken Arrow remains a great place to live, work, and play. The folks you're going to see in this video, they're our friends. In some cases, they're our family. They're community leaders, they're civic leaders, and they're people from the private sector. They have many things in common. Most importantly, they have a love and affection for this community. Also in the video, you're going to get to see the mayor and city council member and hear what they're excited about regarding Broken Arrow's future and why they love and call Broken Arrow home. When the video finishes, I'll wrap up the State of the City presentation. So, without any further ado, here is the 2019 State of Our City video. Enjoy.
Broken Arrow's hitting some home runs. That's what Broken Arrow's doing. I mean, we use Broken Arrow as a shining star example. The growth that is happening in Broken Arrow, really pioneers here in Broken Arrow. The fact that you're really growing your home base, you're keeping your homegrown talent in Broken Arrow, which is creating just a world-class city. And so Broken Arrow really is on the rise, and certainly I use Broken Arrow in my speeches when I'm talking to cities around the state and when I'm going around the country. I use Broken Arrow as an example of how to do it right when building a city.
One of the things that's always impressed me about Broken Arrow is the energy of the people that are in charge. Our city has a lot of cooperation that other cities don't between the city, the chamber, the school district. They all work together and they're all on the same page and they all want to move the ball the same direction. Broken Arrow is always aimed very high considering the size and some of the things that it has reached for, but we have seen some success now with the Rose District and with the north side of Broken Arrow developing so well. I think that's going to continue and we're going to it doesn't matter how big the goal is or how crazy it sounds, it's just going to get done. I'm proud of our school district. I'm proud of the quality of student that they turn out. I'm proud that we took a main street that was desolate not too long ago and turned it into some place that's exciting and fun to be in. Was packed last night. The sidewalks you couldn't even get down. There were so many people. We're creating a place where people want to go out and spend time in. I love Broken Arrow because of its people, because of its leadership, because of the heart that it has.
I love the people here. You know, having grown up here and just kind of seen the changes over time, one of the things that's always been just really great about Broken Arrow is its people. My wife is not from here. She grew up in St. Louis. So it's kind of been interesting to watch an outsider come in and see her perspective of just a different kind of people, and to just see a group of people who take such good care of each other, and who really are loving towards each other has really been something to me that I think I've seen and remember all the time from since I grew up to even becoming an adult, that just the people of Broken Arrow seem to be what really makes Broken Arrow. As churches, we're limited in the amount of change we can make because we're limited in in who we are. But in the same sense, we know the city is as well. But when we partner together, it gives an opportunity to create change that we couldn't do by ourselves.
Well, I moved here in 1994 when I was hired. It's one of those places where not only can you work, but you can live here. I raised both my kids here. The type of living, the school district, the career opportunities, they're second to none in Oklahoma. So it's a great place to be. You know, Broken Arrow was in '94 was about 72,000 people when I moved here, and now we're well over 100,000 people. And one thing that I like about Broken Arrow is it's never lost that small town feel, but now we have big town amenities, and so it's a great place to live.
One of the draws or the appeals that I was really just in love with the home that we currently live in on Commercial Street was just the neighborhood and just the history and the families and just kind of that small town feel that it offered.
People are outside, kids are playing, you know your neighbors, and I feel like that's what we have. And I don't know, I mean, when people say, what do you love most? It's just community.
Downtown is, you get home and you're waving to your neighbors because they're out and about, and the kids are out playing, riding bikes or playing ball. It's just it's kind of the way that things used to be. When a business is started in Broken Arrow, the people of Broken Arrow want to support you.
Exactly.
They want to get alongside of you. They want to, just get down in the trenches with you. What can we do to help? How can we, spread the word? How can we, drive business through those doors?
I believe that the downtown area is what makes Broken Arrow a great place to live.
We love Broken Arrow.
Go Tigers!
I've been involved with Broken Arrow Girls Softball for right at 30 years. It was when my daughter was 5, I got one of those phone calls that says, you need to be a coach or you're not going to have a team. And so I got talked into coaching, and I ended up coaching her till 18 and under. And then she went on to play at the University of Tulsa. It's good to see everybody just hang out at the ballpark and have a good time. That's very important. And now we're seeing people that my daughter played with, their kids are now playing at the ballpark. So it's kind of like a reunion of the parents from when our kids played, now the grandkids are playing. And that's always fun to see. Yeah, I think I will live in Broken Arrow. I can't see moving at all. I do enjoy the community and just love it here.
Position of excellence in education is the top priority. There are all types of education, advanced education opportunities for people here, plus the entertainment. The value of having higher education in a community really is not always realized by the people who live here. Young adults have continued to move here. Their desires have also impacted the change in downtown, the Rose District, and the willingness of the city leadership to make that change will have long-range impact because young adults will still move here, and they'll be the movers and shakers in the days ahead. I love Broken Arrow because it is a community that has great emphasis on religion, on the churches, and on the fine arts, and on the business and industry. And all of that's very critical. It's a great place to bring up a family.
As I travel around for my job, I really feel like Broken Arrow has there's something unique that we have that other people and other communities are trying to recreate. And sometimes you can't recreate something that's that unique. So when I think of all the progress that we're making and but yet all the history that we have, that we've done a really good job at preserving in BA. And we're so blessed to have a safe city. We are so blessed to have an amazing police department and fire department, and just the way that we work together and that we appreciate not just the people that serve us in fire and police, but also our city in general, all the employees that we have. It just makes me really proud. No matter what happens, I know this video, when this comes out, will be after the playoffs so whatever happens, we still love our Tigers, and we still, I love Broken Arrow. It's a great place to be all the time.
One of the great things about Broken Arrow is I think that we're a community that truly tries to support our small businesses. There's a lot of opportunity for small businesses to succeed here. So I think there is a big drive to be supportive of Broken Arrow small businesses, both from a chamber level, the city, as well as the community supporting them. We will retire in Broken Arrow, and my plan is to enjoy being part of my community and giving back, and we will always be based in Broken Arrow. The Chamber does a phenomenal job of trying to support the small businesses, and they're just getting better and better at it. Our crime is obviously ridiculously low, and it's a very safe place to live. So there's really nothing about being from Broken Arrow that doesn't fill me with pride. I love Broken Arrow because black and gold look really good on me. I choose to stay in Broken Arrow because I believe it's the best place to raise my kids, and I think they have an amazing opportunity to exceed any life expectations they have.
I love living in Broken Arrow, and the reason I call it home is just a wonderful place to be. It's amazing. The citizens are amazing. There's the quality of life. I feel very safe here. It's a community where you can feel very safe. We're really a mid-sized city with a small town attitude, and that really makes it, and people are so friendly here. That's one thing that sets us apart from other communities around the country, is we're just so friendly. And that's why I like being in Broken Arrow. Well, I think we're doing a lot for tourism. We've got a department now, they work on that, where we see people come all the time. I go down to Lorne Bakery here on Saturdays quite often, and I run into people quite often from Midtown that say they come all the way from Midtown, Tulsa, to buy stuff in the Rose District, and they go to Lorne Bakery, or they go to other places in the Rose District. So we are bringing people from other destinations to our community. What we've done with Stony Creek and how they're booked almost constantly with conferences, and I have the opportunity to get to welcome people to our community. It's just amazing, the tourism, and people love to be in Broken Arrow. I've had people stop me on the street and say things are really going well. The citizens are excited about the things that we're doing.
Broken Arrow has been moving forward with growth and providing those ongoing opportunities for people to be successful and to raise a family. So that's why I stayed. Broken Arrow is a fast-growing city. However, it's safe. It's a safe place to live, work, and raise a family. So those three things and is what I needed. It provided stability. So then the commitment of the community leaders and of the community of Broken Arrow is what has, in my opinion, continued to move Broken Arrow forward. Our community leaders, with the backing and with the support of the community, are committed. The commitment is there to make Oklahoma a top 10 state and Broken Arrow a destination city. So by providing safety, the events, the school system, and then moving Broken Arrow forward, those are the type of things that make Broken Arrow what it is.
You know, Broken Arrow, and over the years, has gotten much bigger population-wise, but it's still a small town. You know, so many family-owned businesses, so many places you can walk in and they know your name. It's home, and it's always going to be home. When I was given the opportunity to be the head coach here, right, I told everybody in the interview committee that if I had, whatever it took, if I had to work 364 days a year, my only goal was to make everybody in Broken Arrow proud of their football team. The football team is a big piece of the puzzle of the city, right, when you put them all together. And we take pride in that. We talk about it with our kids, because that's a difficult concept for a 16, 17-year-old, 18-year-old young man to realize, you know, yeah, we're playing a sport, we get to go play a game on Friday, but really, people in the town know who you are and are interested in how you're doing, care about you and care about how you're doing as a football team. And so the word family is thrown around by a lot of, you know, college and NFL teams, but in high school, that's really what it is.
It's hard to explain when people want to know, you know, what's so great about Broken Arrow. It's hard to explain that. You have to feel it, because it truly is a feeling. It's
I grew up in a small town, and I love that we've kept that small town feel here, but there's still so much to do and so many opportunities, and it's growing and it's dynamic, and that makes it fun. Over the last 10 years, it's interesting because I really think that we've been experiencing this great change in Broken Arrow. And change is sometimes scary, and it's not always great, but for us, it has been. When you have growth the way we do, you have to do something differently. You can't continue to operate like you're a small little town. We've partnered with NSU this last year and opened up our early college high school. And in early college high school, 9th graders are going to campus all day long, and they're college students. So 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade year, they are on the NSU campus taking college credit courses. So you show me a community that you can provide college education to kids at that price or free. Young families and older families know that they can come here and have affordable housing. They're safe, they have an amazing education, and they also know that we're going to continue to prosper and grow because of the work that our city and our chamber and schools do together.
My favorite part about Broken Arrow is how many people actually come back after they may move off for a career or so, or maybe they move off, get married, but they bring their families back here because it's, because it's home. And it feels, even though we're a pretty big city, but it still feels like it's very much a small town, which I think is my favorite thing about being in Broken Arrow. Like, no matter where I go, I'm running into someone, and a lot of times it's people I grew up with, which is really neat to be able to do on a daily basis. 100% an additional reason why Broken Arrow is a fantastic place to live and work, if you'd actually work here as well, is the people in Broken Arrow. The passion that the people in Broken Arrow have for their community and how they want to make Broken Arrow the best it possibly can be. That's from our public safety employees, our firemen and our police department that live here, and how they want to make sure that this is the best place and the safest community possible, to just the common citizen that's here that cares so much about making sure that Broken Arrow is the very best city, and that's one of the most amazing things to me.
When you drive around Broken Arrow, you see a community that's invested in itself, and people are moving there because we take care of our streets and take care of our fire, and we're a safe place to live, and that draws families. And when you automatically move into a community that has several kids on the street, and those kids are going to school with your kids, and they're riding the bus with your kids, it's interesting because that's being lost in a lot of communities across the United States. As you move to more of an urban population, people are disconnecting. And so Broken Arrow is able to really couple that together and still keep that small town family suburban feel, but offer the amenities of feeling like a downtown urban area. It struck me last night when they turned the lights on at Lights On downtown. It was like a Hallmark Channel movie. And it was everything that you think it should be, but it actually was that, right? So when you watch that Hallmark movie, that really doesn't happen anywhere. Well, it really did happen. I think all we were missing was maybe some magical snowflakes that fell from the sky.
I like to call Broken Arrow my home because for me it's the perfect place. It's safe. You have everything around the corner. You have a lot of stores, shopping centers, restaurants. You can walk anywhere. And it's so safe, it's so clean, the people is so nice, everybody's nice. The city people are unbelievable, so kind to you when you come to either pay your water bill, they smile at you, they treat you like you are a celebrity. So I'm so glad that this is the place that I choose to live with and my family, and I can choose a better place to live.
I absolutely enjoy the sense of community that we have here. We could really feel it with the Lights On ceremony last week. Just as so many people up and down the Rose District interacting, and just feels like a big family every day in the Rose District, getting to see so many people and interact with the citizens in the chamber. I really love how all of our major entities work so closely together to see the community advance. In 2020, the fire department is going to be able to hire additional firefighters as well, keeping up with attrition. We're also going to be replacing some fire apparatus, but we're really excited about breaking ground on 2 new fire stations this spring. I'm truly honored to be a part of the Broken Arrow community. The things that are happening here, the energy, the vibrance of our downtown area, we really enjoy the partnerships that we have with the Chamber of Commerce and the school system. And as the fire department, we're glad to contribute to the public safety here in the community through preventative efforts like our CPR training, and also through our code enforcement, and making sure that we're helping the community develop through all kinds of missions of the department.
I've lived in Broken Arrow all my life, and I love living here because it's still a community. It's an area where people know each other and care about each other, where everybody's still involved. A lot of people are involved with all the activities, as you can see from our history. Because you're involved with everybody in the community, they know how to get in touch with you. You know a lot what's going on, and as many years as I've served on the city council, you know a little bit about all areas of the city. I've watched it grow, and I like to be a part of that. And also, it's the community that I raised my kids in, and my wife and I have worked in this area. I own my own business here for 30 years in Broken Arrow. So you just feel like it's a part, and you want to continue seeing the successes. I think one thing that makes it exciting is we have an energetic city manager, and he is really a go-getter. And just like the city staff around him, I can see a change. They're very strong in supporting him. The council is the same. So you've got a council that's very strong and working and attending lots of meetings, looking at different changes. And I just think it continues to be one of the greatest communities, certainly in the state of Oklahoma. And we want to continue setting the standard for the rest of the cities.
Had the opportunity to come work for the city a couple years ago and jumped at it, and it's just an amazing place. It's really magical what we've got here. You know, it's a place that makes people feel warm and inviting, but yet fiercely independent, because, you know, Broken Arrow is about Broken Arrow and not about being just another community. Well, being the community development director for the city, it's one of those things that you get to be a part of. You know, previous staff members had helped make it become an amazing city through the downtown master plan. And now seeing that plan come to life is just one of the most amazing features of Broken Arrow. The citizens supporting it, having the TIF district, and all those things have really turned out an amazing job. I all the time hear from other communities wanting to know how Broken Arrow made it happen and how we do it. And it's just rewarding enough to be able to respond back to them to say, this is how we do it because our citizens support it. And then they continue to support it every day by shopping and being a part of the environment. 2020 is going to be another amazing year with new development and new exciting ideas coming out of our department. We expect that Broken Arrow is just going to continue to grow forwards and upwards, on and on. Broken Arrow, just an amazing city.
When I think of home, I don't think of a place, I think of a feeling. So Broken Arrow is already emotional about it. Broken Arrow is a deep-seated feeling. It's not about the location where you're at, it's where you feel good, where you're comfortable raising a family, where you're comfortable being in the community and being a part of it. When I think about home being Broken Arrow, I think about not only living in a place that I love, that has great opportunity for my family and my citizens, but also working in a community that you can devote yourself to and feel proud of. Living in a safe community is of the utmost importance to my family. And not only is it where I work and what I've devoted half of my life to, it's something that's important because my girls are in this community as well. Sending them to go to a shop, I don't worry about them. Sending them for gas or to the grocery store, knowing the safety of our community there makes me feel comfortable as a parent to let them spread their wings and grow.
Broken Arrow is one of those communities where there truly is a church on every corner. You feel at home just by walking into the city almost. They have a charming Main Street, made more so in the last few years. And there was just great schools, great energy. Broken Arrow is a very business-friendly community. We really try to make it as easy as possible to do business here. We really want business to be successful for you, because when it's successful for you, it's successful for us. Whether that be a retail business and that brings in sales tax, or a service business that supports those retail businesses, or manufacturing plant or some other high-tech facility that brings in the jobs that support the retail and the service businesses. I'm excited for what the new year brings, and frankly the new decade brings, because we are growing in all the right places and in all the right ways, and we are queuing ourselves up to have a tremendously strong city for the next 10, 20, 30 years to come.
Hey, it's great to be with you today, and I just want to give a big shout out to Broken Arrow and the leadership they have over there, especially Mayor Craig Thurman. What the City Council has done is in support of a lot of the directions is great. What they've done for public safety, both the fire and the police, what they've done for downtown renovations of the Rose District is incredible. Bringing high-paying jobs to the industrial park in Broken Arrow, it's just phenomenal to see what's going on. It's great to have Broken Arrow in my district. I really appreciate the people of Broken Arrow and what they mean, what it looks like to them to have a community so great. And I wish all of you great luck, and thanks for being part of the district. I really appreciate it.
I have lived in Broken Arrow for 43 years. It is just an awesome community, and if you're involved, you meet a lot of great people, some old, some young, and we all are here for Broken Arrow. That type of community spirit that I think it's very hard to find. And once you find it, you don't want to leave. Of course, I am a Broken Arrow Pride junkie. I love the band, and I go all the time. It's just one of those bands that it's like the best commercial our Broken Arrow community could have. They have marched twice in the Rose Parade. They have been to Washington, D.C., and every time they would go when I was on the school board, you'd get comments how professional they are, how well behaved they are. So just that type of commitment in Broken Arrow is what I think we have. Broken Arrow is home. If you want to feel comfortable, if you want to feel safe, if you want your children to have a great education and be involved around great people, Broken Arrow is your city.